All right. Welcome to DCT.
Episode 62. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy? How's it going?
You know, we're surviving.
We're surviving.
Yeah, that's all you can really ask for at this point.
You know, just keep swimming, right?
Just keep swimming.
Who didn't listen to that philosophy and, in fact, started drowning? It was Drake. Those 3 albums that came out. I'm not a meat rider of anything. Honestly, I don't even listen to rap that much anymore. I'm kind of unk now, but
You are unk.
those
You're
some of those
super unk.
memes I've been seeing, bro. It's just like we were just talking about this before the episode. I was telling Ben there was someone when they were announcing the Iceman release. There was a guy in the comments, and he was just like, "You're telling me I have to wait 5 months for some fucking I'm the Iceman, no more Mr. Nice Man" in one of his songs? Are you serious? And then it turns out the freaking title track,
Word for word,
has that bar in it. I don't know if he did that because he saw it and thought it would be funny if he referenced it, or if he actually just wrote that and thought it was heat. But
he's actually just,
also dropping 3 albums on the same night. Like, you're expecting people to take 48 songs in one night and just okay, here's everything I wanted to say over the last 2 years about this Kendrick beef and about anything else that I wanted to get off my chest.
everything.
And it was just mid.
Yeah.
It was so mid. You know who hasn't been mid, though? Well, I guess what hasn't been mid? These NBA playoffs.
Oh, dude, so good.
These NBA playoffs have been phenomenal.
First time in NBA conference finals history that both game ones went to overtime. That's your LeBron stat for the day.
That's my LeBron stat for the day. I'll take it, considering I can't see Pookie on a big screen anymore.
Oh, no.
All right, man. Whatever, dude.
Anyways, we were sitting there watching game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals last night.
Good God.
What a game, dude.
Good God.
Cavs go up by 22 in the third quarter, and we were just like, all right, this game's over. I stopped watching. I was just on my phone looking at how much money I was losing. And
I didn't stop watching.
Knicks then go on an 18-1 run, thanks to Jalen Brunson. Good God, that guy was nuclear
He was
last
on
night.
fire. And you know why? And I only said it 10 freaking times last night.
He said it more than 10 times, I
It's
think.
because this bum of a player, James Harden, they switched on him every freaking play, and they gave him no help. They put him on an island, and they said, all right, James, go to die. And then
Yeah.
Brunson scores 11 in a row on James Harden to cap off an 18-1 run to tie it to go into overtime. Absolutely mental. And, I knew it was going to be a bad game as soon as I put Brunson for 4 threes. And he didn't hit one until 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So James Harden single-handedly threw that game away for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They had everything going for them. Both teams were shooting like crap, but Cleveland's defense was next level last night. It was great.
Yeah. You know me. We don't want to start on a James Harden hate rant because it will last the rest of the episode. But, it makes sense because you would think that at this point in his career, James Harden is not going to be, 2018 James Harden. He's not MVP James Harden, obviously. But you would think he's still at the age where he demands a lot of defensive presence.
Yeah.
And the Knicks just weren't giving it to him. And he wasn't doing anything about it.
Yeah, he wasn't
getting
making
wide
shots.
open threes. He was getting wide drive to the basket, was just not hitting a single shot.
Yeah. Sam Merrill was outperforming James Harden.
He
and
was.
if they're not careful, he's going to replace James Harden in the starting lineup.
He won't. But, you know what's really telling as well? The rebounding.
Yeah.
The rebounding was bad, man. In the last 12:50 of game 1, Cat had 5 rebounds. OG had 3 rebounds. Jalen Brunson also had 3 rebounds. The entire Cavs team had 2. 2 rebounds in the last 13 minutes of a game is insanity.
Yeah.
It's
also because the Knicks were also making a lot of high percentage shots. So
They
there
were.
were a ton of rebounds to grab, but the Knicks got all of them that were available.
Half of them were offensive for the Knicks.
That's
so
crazy.
It was not good. But I thought this at the beginning of the series. After 75% of game 1, I said, okay, this series might actually be good because you've got Donovan Mitchell going nuclear, which I thought was going to happen because it's MSG and he always plays well at MSG.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden was doing his usual choke effort as well as he could. But I thought, okay, they might make the series. The minute they stormed back and somehow won that game 115 to 104, I don't give the Cavs a single chance.
Yeah, since 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, including overtime.
Yeah.
The Knicks went on a run of 43 to 12. In the last 12 minutes of fourth quarter and entire overtime, the Cleveland Cavaliers scored 12 points.
Yeah.
And it was because not only was James Harden playing defense on Jalen Brunson, giving Brunson all those points, but on offense, James Harden would be the last option with the ball with like 7 seconds left. Mm-hmm. And why are we making James Harden ball dominant on offense when you literally have Donovan Mitchell and you had both big men who came off career playoff performances in Game 7 against Detroit.
Yep.
And you're not going to use them at all, and you're going to leave Harden on an ISO when he's, 30 years old? Or 31 years old? 35 years old?
I think he's like 36 now.
It's just, Cleveland's got to do better at coaching. You cannot have James Harden in the clutch demanding the entire presence of the offense and then selling it away on defense. Like, you cannot win games like that, and this should be a prime example. So,
I mean, James Harden looked more of a liability than Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And Jalen Brunson's known for being just a rock on defense.
Yeah. No, he's known for just standing there.
Yeah, exactly. A rock. Not moving.
Yeah.
But I think the Knicks win. I want to say they won in 5 because the Cavs showed that they do have the ability to beat the Knicks.
Yeah.
If they clutch up. Again, I put that onus solely on Donovan Mitchell, on maybe a Jarrett Allen, somebody that can go out, get rebounds, can score points. Jarrett Allen had, I think, 22 and 11 in both of the Game 7s that they played in. So I've got Knicks in 5.
5. I think this is going to be more of a series. I think the Cleveland coaching is going to realize after this Game 1 and after this meltdown that James Harden should not be getting the rock as much as he does. That at least commanding that much respect in clutch time. Yeah. So I think Cleveland does figure it out, and I think this series does go 7 because I think everybody wins their home games, and I think it does go 7, and I do have Cleveland winning. Mostly because I think Cleveland has a better shot of beating the Spurs than the Knicks do. So
I don't agree with that at all.
All right, that's fine. That's why we're here. So I got Cleveland in 7. I think they'll figure it out. I think they'll fucking send James into the sun, and Mitchell will will this team to Game 7, and they'll win it in MSG.
We'll see.
I mean, you got Donovan Mitchell, who's from New York. He's from 30 minutes away from where the Knicks play. So
yeah,
he was so excited. I saw a press conference talking about this series before the series started, and Donovan Mitchell was just all giddy and super excited. And they were like, what does it feel like to be back in New York playing in your first ever Eastern Conference final?
Yeah.
And he's like, honestly, I mean, I grew up watching the Knicks. I grew up 30 minutes from here. Honestly, it's nice just to sleep in my own bed for the first time in a while. And but he understands that the last time that he was put in the situation where he was playing New York in the playoffs, they got mollywopped. And it was because he came back on kind of like a home tour where it was like, it's his first time playing in New York, like in the playoffs. He's super excited. And now he said that this trip is strictly business. Yeah. He is not messing around. He's not doing all these lackadaisical things that he's been doing. And he realizes the situation that he's in right now. Like his team is actually in a position to win despite them having a 60-win season last year. So I think he realizes what is needed from him and how much of the offense he provides. And I think Donovan Mitchell's just going to be done. I think he's the best basketball player on the court. And I think he's going to find a way. So
the Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell rivalry in this series is going to be quite wonderful.
And apparently they're all good friends too. They were talking about it at the game last night. They were just like,
Everybody in the NBA is friends now.
Yeah, they're like a thruple, like Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and Donovan Mitchell. They all talk and they play video games all the time. They're on stream all the time together. So,
well, so that's our Eastern predictions. You've got Cavs in 7. I've got Knicks in 5.
Yes.
Let's move on over to the West.
Well, this is going to be probably the best series, I think.
This is the finals to me. I think whoever wins this is going to win the whole thing, obviously. Yeah. But what a game one.
Yeah, right.
122 to 115 in double overtime for the Spurs. And, dude, let me just say, if Wemby stays healthy, the league is so screwed. I mean, 41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. You had 56% shooting overall. And you're probably thinking, oh, he's a big. He should be shooting high percentage shots. Not when you're shooting threes. Not when you're shooting 35-footers to tie the game in overtime.
Yeah.
He shot 12 of 13 from the line. Dylan Harper, another. I remember talking to you about this. I saw somebody on Twitter a while ago talking about Dylan Harper, and I think they were a Kings fan. Mm-hmm. And they were like, man, I can't believe we missed out on the lottery last year. Like, Dylan Harper could be huge for us right now. Like, he could be leading Rookie of the Year against Cooper Flagg right now. But instead, San Antonio is using him as fucking cilantro right now for that team, bringing him off the bench. And, first time he's coming off the bench, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 steals. Stop right now.
6 assists, 7 steals.
Every other starter had at least 6 rebounds and double-digit scoring. And then you had guys like Carter Bryant coming off the bench who was just terrorizing Shea all night.
Yeah.
Alex Caruso cannot be your leading scorer at 31 points. I mean,
not from that team. Not with the star caliber talent that you have on that team.
Shea, Jalen Williams,
Chet. Like, you cannot have Caruso scoring 31 and having no one else even get close.
Yeah. I mean, everybody talked about the OKC front court before the series started. Like, how are Chet and Hartenstein going to be able to combat Wemby?
Mm-hmm.
They combined for 10 rebounds and went 2 for 8 from the field.
Yeah.
Like, if OKC is going to win this series, they need to stop fucking around with their center and power forward.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything to limit Wemby. And it seems like in every other game of the series so far, Wemby was shooting below or had below 30 points in every other game. And I know they won, but it seemed like a lot more of a team effort, whereas they kind of just took their eyes off of Wemby this game, and he just cooked them the entire time.
I mean, I think I saw from halftime on, I think I saw Wemby drive into the paint and either dunk or lay it right at the rim like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah.
And, like, you cannot have him taking that shot. If you're a big on defense, like, you cannot. I understand that he's 7'4" and his wingspan's like freaking 11 feet, but you would much rather have him take a 25-foot jump shot from like the elbow than having him just drop it in the basket. And Chet should know that better than anybody because he does the same shit. So
not as well
because he's not 7'4". So they gotta figure it out. And also, what's going on with the backcourt? Did you have Shea putting up like 16 points or something like that?
No, he had 24, but
before overtime. I think it was before overtime he had 16 points.
Maybe. No, actually, because I don't think in overtime, I think he scored twice, and that was it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he went very flatline once the...
Carter Bryant, man.
I saw somebody the other day talking about this game, and they were like, honestly, when Carter Bryant came into the game, it gave me the same vibes as when Shea saw him as to when, like, LeBron saw Kawhi coming into the game, and he was like, fuck.
Well, I mean, SGA had the same reaction almost. Like, they panned him when Carter Bryant came in. He was just like, oh, my God. Just rolling his eyes.
I mean, he's a first-round pick, and they're bringing him off the bench for, like, 15 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And he's just
to guard Shea.
Just to guard Shea. I think he had, like, 2 points, but he had 2 steals and was just on everybody he was guarding the whole time.
I mean, that's great. I mean, that's how you play that team.
That's how you work.
Take Shea out of the game, and suddenly this well-oiled machine, like, falls apart.
So I still expect a very long series. I don't expect Wemby to average 41 and 24 the rest of the series, but even if he does, like the game still went to double overtime. So as much as I want to say the Spurs did a fantastic job in every aspect of the game.
Before you finish that thought, they also did not have De'Aaron Fox.
They did not.
And they won this game by 6.
Yeah.
So,
but as much as I want to say the Spurs did a great job in this game, which they did, like, the Thunder are not going to play like that every game.
No.
Hartenstein's not going to have 2 points on, I think, 1 of 2 shooting.
Yeah.
Chet is not going to shoot 2 for 7. Like, I'm expecting a lot more. Jalen Williams had a good game back. I think he'll continue to do what he does as one of the best number 2 options in the league. I think Shea's going to come back with a vengeance, whether that's at the free throw line or elsewhere. And then I do think Chet's going to have a better series as it goes on. So I think I'm still going to take the Spurs.
Yeah.
But it is going to be in 6.
This is possibly the biggest win in recent playoff history, I think, for the Spurs to take the first home game in OKC. Like, at this point, we're trying to stop a dynasty from happening.
Yeah.
Because if OKC wins this one, like, it could be a problem for probably the next, like, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And
well,
I don't know if I'm ready for that because they're all, like, all those guys are young. These two teams are almost identical. You have, like, your 2 superstars in Shea and Wemby, and then everybody else is just 24 and younger.
well, because these 2 teams got first-round picks for the last 5 years that were all top 7.
Yeah, and so they all have good guys. They're all young. I mean, this is like the best matchup you're gonna have.
Yeah.
That road win was huge for San Antonio, and I think that everybody takes home games from here on out. So I have the Spurs winning in 6.
Okay.
And I think it's just going to be because if they just keep playing defense on Shea and just not fouling him, and that's another thing that's great, is that he didn't have very many shots from the charity stripe either.
I think he had 9.
Yeah, which is like, they're not, like, he can't foul bait because they're not fouling him.
Yeah.
And so they're playing really good, respectable defense.
Oh my God, I didn't even mention this. I don't think OKC's ever seen a fucking zone defense in their life. Like, everybody that's played them up to this point has been like, I'm throwing a man on Shea, and he's been tormenting them. The minute they switched in that kind of like 2-3 where they have 2 guards up top and 3 guys down low, Chet's not getting anything, Hartenstein's not getting anything, but they're not switching off. They're just staying in that zone. And
you just have Wemby playing in the middle.
Yeah, they can't do anything.
You literally can't do anything. So I think the Spurs may have figured it out and may have saved us from a dynasty of tormentation.
Well, we'll see if it just turns into a Spurs dynasty again.
Well, no, I think the thing with the Spurs is that I think they got really lucky this year with Wemby being healthy.
Yeah.
They did get really lucky with him playing a full season. I don't think he may get one more full season for the rest of his career.
No, I think he'll get more, but
full season?
I do think. Well, he didn't have a full season.
He was still he missed eligibility, right, for MVP, or was he?
He made it because with MVP you have to either have a required game count or a required minutes count, and he had the minutes count. I don't think he had the game, but he had the minutes, so that he's still eligible.
Yeah.
But the thing that irks me about like these dynasty talks, I don't think it's very able to happen nowadays because with this new CBA rules and everything, you have to, if you're going to shell out money to keep your team together, your owner has to pay an exorbitant amount in luxury tax and everything like that. So once your team, I think 70% of NBA teams are over that first apron.
Yeah.
Once you pay all of your guys in your starting lineup, you hit that second apron and the taxes go through the roof.
Yeah.
90% of NBA owners aren't going to want to pay that. So
unless they keep winning. Which is like if the Thunder end up winning this year, I could see no problem in the owner of the Thunder shelling out more money as long as the Thunder keep winning.
Dude, you don't understand how much money he would have to keep shelling out. He would have to shell
They're
out.
billionaires. I don't give a fuck.
They do. They don't make billions by shelling out hundreds of $1,000,000 to keep one guy on the roster every year.
Well, yeah, because they've never had a player as good as Shea.
Yes, they have.
Okay. Are you going to tell me that Russell Westbrook on the Thunder was...
Kevin Durant
was... No, we're not having this conversation.
Kevin Durant is better than Shea. I don't want to hear... Oh, my God.
I'm not a Shea lover at all, but...
You think 2011 Kevin Durant is not as good as this past year's Shea?
I mean, Shea won a ring.
Okay.
Kevin Durant had to go to the best team to win a ring.
Kevin Durant did not have the team he had this year with him.
Well, duh, because they didn't try. They gave him Westbrook and James Harden and could not win on the Thunder.
Yeah, it was against LeBron and the Heatles. What do you want him to do?
Well, when you're going against the GOAT, I don't know what you're going to say. So.
Oh, my God. You're just trying to rage bait me now.
I'm just saying, dude. It's like...
No, I refuse to accept that you
When you have a guy like Shea on your team and you're trying to figure out if you're going to go into that second apron and pay this guy, he's got to bring you results. And so far, all he's doing is bringing him results.
No, I agree. Like, when I'm talking about the dynasty talks, I'm not saying they shouldn't pay Shea. They shouldn't pay Chet.
Yeah.
They've already got 3 of those guys locked up. The way you win championships in the NBA now is depth.
Yes.
And when you have a Cason Wallace coming off the bench or you have an A.J. Mitchell coming off the bench, you can't afford to pay those guys, because
these are starters on other teams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If another team comes in and they're like, hey, we're going to give you $35 million a year if you come start for us, the Thunder aren't going to be able to match that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, they can't pay their 13th guy off the bench $25 million a year.
Yeah.
But that's what it's going to come down to, and I don't think that OKC is willing to pay that much money because the amount of tax they would get combined with the already existing salaries would just skyrocket them. And
and they're not going to just be taking pay cuts forever.
No.
So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But
yeah,
we both got Spurs in 6. So
Spurs in 6.
We'll see how the games pan out. It was a very interesting watch last night, and Game 1 was crazy for the Spurs and Thunder. So
yeah. Let's move on over.
We'll see how it goes. Let's cross the pond a little bit, and by that I mean hockey. We're getting into the hockey
What
NHL, the frozen pond that they play on, Ben. We have the NHL playoffs. We have the conference rounds coinciding with the NBA. You have your 2 matchups. You have your Vegas Golden Knights versus the Colorado Avalanche. And then you have Montreal versus the Hurricanes. Dude, I don't like any of these matchups, but we'll talk about them first. First up, Vegas versus the Avs. Colorado has just been on a rampage since they've entered the season this year, and I don't know what they've been snorting, but it was crazy because they have just been blowing teams out of the water since the jump from the season this year, and they're just a force to be reckoned with on this playoff run, and with their frontmen and McKinnon and Makar, like, there's just no stopping them. And, like, it's actually insane to watch them play hockey because their whole team is so well-rounded. Like I was saying before, in the first round, like I was saying, this was like 8 of their 16 guys ended in the top plus-minus guys, which is, like, insane for NHL players to have 8 of their starting players, like, in the top 16. And they've been continued to be excellent. So Vegas is coming off a very impressive run as well. They've gone to Game 6 in both of their previous series.
Yeah.
And it's been off the back of Carter Hart in net. Like, he's been the only person that's been keeping them in this game. And what's his name? Eichel?
Yeah.
Eichel's been decent. But other than that, like,
Jack Eichel.
Hart has been keeping this team in games to the point where they can win off of a single goal. Colorado's just been way more efficient in putting teams away this year in terms of game-by-game basis. Yeah. And once they start scoring, it kind of just snowballs. Like, I've never seen an offense that clicks so well with each other to the point where if they get up, like, 2-0 in a game, like, they may score 6 more goals before the game is over. Like, once they open that floodgate of scoring, they just, as soon as they find the weakness in the goalie, they just exploit, and they attack it. And I don't know if Carter Hart's up for that. So I have Colorado winning in 6. Have them going 4-2, and Vegas was a good run. I don't like Vegas that much, but it was a good run, and I think Colorado makes a run at the Cup this year. What do you think? You think you got Avs? You think you have the Avs winning, first of all?
Yeah, I definitely have the Avs winning. I think the Avs are going to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm hesitant to say either 5 or 6.
Okay.
I kind of want to say 5 just because I personally think the Wild were better than the Knights are.
Yeah.
And they disposed of them quickly.
Yeah.
That overtime game was insane.
Yeah.
The last one that they had. And I do think Vegas got a lot thrown at them with Anaheim. Obviously they did handle it pretty well, but I think Colorado's just different.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 5.
I will say 6 just because I think Vegas has a tendency to push these series to 6 games.
Yeah.
And Colorado is no stranger to putting away teams on the road.
Yeah.
So I think Colorado takes it in 6.
Like
Last matchup, or I guess second matchup, either the Canadiens versus the Canes. I don't know how to feel about this matchup because I don't like either of these teams. And it's mainly just because of their track record against the Caps in the playoffs, and mainly the last 2 seasons, but we won't talk about that much. Montreal has been fighting this entire postseason on getting into the next round, and their only hope to keep it going is if they can score like the way that they're scoring, and they could convert their power plays, because they have been like keeping this game so close. Like all these series that they've had have been super close, and I mean, it's just they have been finding ways to win this game, or to win games over and over and over again until they end up winning series. And to put away Buffalo the way that they did in the overtime when they won 3-2, like
yeah.
I was telling Ben like yesterday, I was watching the game, and I had turned it on for like maybe a minute, and I saw that they had gone into overtime, and I was like, oh my god, this might be a cool game to watch. And I turned it on my phone because they were streaming it on ESPN. Thank God that the entire NHL playoffs are on ESPN. And I'm watching the game, not even a minute. Like, I tuned in at the 9:34 mark left in overtime, and it's not even a minute, and the freaking Canadiens go down and score, and I'm like, this is great. I mean, Suzuki has been great for them, and they are going to keep scoring, I fear. The problem is that they're playing the Hurricanes, and while none of their top guys are like jumping off the score sheet at you, all of their players are right in that midsection. They're all so good. Like any one of these players are interchangeable for another, which makes this team so dangerous because the fact that they can just change lines like that. Yeah. And I mean, it's been so deep, and their score-making ability has been great. Their power play efficiency has been phenomenal, and Aho and Jarvis are proving to be all-stars. So they're continuing to be a nasty combination, and I don't see them slowing down yet.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I do have the Canes winning in 6.
Okay.
I have them taking the hearts of Montreal in Canada in Game 6, and which has been what Montreal has been doing to teams all series, is winning their Game 4 on the road. So I think they're going to get a little taste of their own medicine with the Hurricanes, and I also expect a lot of fighting to happen in this series. So this will be the best series, I think, by far.
Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with your result.
Oh.
I do have the Canadiens winning. I've got Montreal in 6. Montreal winning on home ice, which would be nice.
Yeah.
But
I just can't do it. I can't have my boss shoving it down my throat.
No.
My boss is a Canadiens fan. I've mentioned this before.
I think that Montreal has been proving all playoffs with who they're playing. I think they've had a much harder schedule than the Canes have.
Yeah.
And they've just been going game after game and proving that they can score with the best of them.
They also haven't had extended time off either.
No.
Like, they're one of the only teams that haven't, like, swept anybody yet and have been sitting there practicing for, like, a week.
But in hockey, a lot of the times, I think one of the guys that I work with said that with hockey, when it's a seed that's had a lot of rest versus a seed that hasn't, the seed that hasn't wins most of the time.
Yeah, it's because they're all like they just got off the ice and they're not.
Yeah,
they're slowing down.
warm.
Yeah, they're warm.
So I think that the rest obviously does help in hockey, especially with goaltending. I think that the Carolina goalkeeper has been pretty banged up all season, so this rest probably did him well. It's either going to do him really well or he's going to be really stiff the entire time. So I'm opting for option B, and I do think the Canadiens win the series in 6.
I will say that the only reason I think the Canes win in 6 here is because I think Montreal takes the first 2 games and then the Canes just sweep for the rest of the games. I think they win 4 straight and then they win Game 6 in Montreal.
Wow.
It's because after they need
prediction.
a couple games to get back into playing playoff hockey, but once they do, this team's dangerous.
I know, man, but 4 straight is a lot.
It is a lot in hockey, but that also means it's 7 days. So they took a week off. They could commit a week to winning some games.
That's
so
true. Okay.
All right. Not too shabby.
Alrighty.
So now we're on to, after me assaulting the microphone, the WNBA.
The WNBA.
We're talking about the WNBA today.
Let's talk about our Washington Mystics.
Let's talk about our Washington Mystics.
Who, honestly, have looked way better than the Washington Wizards did at the start of last season.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to the Mystics, they are... The theme of this season has really been, which Mystics team are you going to get?
Yeah.
Are you going to get the team that went up against Indiana and Caitlin Clark and Kiki's getting 25 and 13. Sonya's getting 36 and 4. They're firing on all cylinders. They've got people coming off the bench like Lauren Betts, who's been great. Kind of underwhelming so far, but she does obviously show star potential. Or are you going to get the losing to Dallas 92-69 team that just did not show anything on offense? They're very lackluster. Can't shoot, can't generate any open looks. It's going to be a rough season if we're looking like that Dallas game for most of it. I do think it is going to be kind of that inconsistency just because the Mystics are the youngest team in the WNBA, so it makes sense that they would not be, firing on all cylinders all game. But I think they need to find that balance between being the youngest team in the league and being the most inconsistent team in the league. Because, obviously, you're not going to be shooting 100%. You're not going to be, playing with Indiana every single game.
Yeah.
But you're the youngest team in the league. Use that to your advantage. You've got fresh legs. Everybody is not going to be knowing how you game plan, considering half the team is rookies.
Yeah.
So
nobody's been in the league long enough to game plan against you.
Exactly. So
and 3 of them have just won a championship in college.
Yeah, exactly. So, but man, this team, once they fully develop, is going to be so nice.
They're going to be so dirty.
They're
following the track of the Wizards right now. I mean, the Wizards were also the youngest team in the league a couple seasons ago, and now all of their young guys have been developed, and we're going to make a run next year.
But I think they're following a better track than the Wizards
are.
Oh,
definitely.
Because
they definitely have a higher ceiling than the Wizards do.
You've got 3 players, Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriefin, and Shakira Austin, who are all second-year players and are all top of the league at their position. You've got Sonia averaging 24 and 2. You've got Kiki leading the league in rebounds and scoring 17 points and averaging 13 boards.
And that's a league with Angel Reese, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Kiki doesn't get me bounds.
She earns her boards.
And then you've got Shakira Austin, who's also averaging 16 and 8. So the front court is there. The front court is there. Sonia's fantastic for the team. And we haven't even added Georgia Amore yet, really. Yeah. She's still coming back from her injury. So once we have that backcourt of Sonia and Georgia combined with Kiki and Shakira, it's going to be fantastic. Cinema.
Absolute cinema.
But I do think the pressure point of this team needs to be getting shooters.
Yes.
We need, obviously, our strength right now is our bigs. Mm-hmm. And obviously we have a couple guards to throw in there that have been doing well. None of this matters if we can't generate shooting.
None of this is a 3-point threat either.
No.
Like, we don't have a true three-point shooter.
Yeah.
Still.
And I think that will be Georgia when
Yeah.
she comes back at full strength, but we can't just sit here and wait around on that to happen.
Yeah, like we gotta make some moves. I was asking Ben before the video started because I just genuinely didn't know. I was like, does the WNBA have like a free agency deadline, or do they just kind of like pick and choose whenever they want? And apparently they pick and choose whatever they want if they want to trade somebody. So
they still have a deadline, but it's like
it's a very loose.
It's nowhere near as like, cinematic as the NBA's
restrictive.
One is. Yeah,
and there's not like a set time. It's a lot longer time period. I'm pretty sure. But that I say all that to say this: you have a ton of young people on your team.
Yeah.
You know you need three-point shooting, and you can't rely on someone coming back from an ACL injury to fill that giant void that this team has.
Yeah.
Because with a consistent three-point shooter, you take the Mystics, who are averaging like 77 points a game, to going to like 89 points a game. Just simply on the fact that you could generate 4 more three-point shots a game from someone who is designated sitting on that line.
Math.
And instead of drafting someone with your 8 draft picks you had in the draft this year, you took 3 college champions, which is good in the first round.
Great.
And then you took no shooters with your last 3 to 5 picks that you had. You take no shooters.
Yeah.
So, Washington Mystics, if you can hear me, which is the team that can probably reach out to this the fastest, please get a three-point shooter. Please don't rely.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not going to say it. But, Washington Mystics, if you hear me, please get a three-point shooter that isn't going to kill Georgia when she comes back. Thank you very much.
Please. That would be great. But
That'd be amazing.
The Mystic future, bright.
Looks bright.
Bright.
Bright as
brighter,
these freaking lights.
Brighter than these lights.
I'm getting blinded. Call me the weekend.
God. Okay, so let's move on to our other Washington team, the one that we haven't talked about in a little while. Well, we've got some updates on them.
Yeah.
The Washington Commanders got their schedule released
Oh, yeah.
this past week.
Oh, yeah.
And
Great.
it was a doozy.
Great release video, though.
It was.
Bill Krosky, the science guy, was amazing.
Yes. There were some schedule releases that I did. And you know what pisses me off? You know whose schedule release I did really like?
Who?
I like Dallas's.
Yeah, Dallas.
Dallas's was good. The saying that they put a Tyler in every team in the league, and it was just.
It was great.
I didn't like what they said about Jaden, but I thought it was a very clever scheme.
Of course. Well, then you had teams like the Chargers who exploded Bo Nix's ankle. It was like, I mean, you're from San Diego. You have a lot of money to pour into the film industry, so I guess blow up his ankle if you want to.
Who was it? A team did a entirely AI video.
It was the Cardinals.
Oh,
the Cardinals
that's
made
right.
an AI slop video,
and everybody was so pissed off at them.
I would be pissed off if I was the Cardinals too, and I saw my schedule. They have the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league, and it's not even close.
I don't know what the
and
NFL...
they won 4 games last year.
The NFL is so funny because the last few years, I feel like they've been doing that. They've been taking a team they know is going to be so bad, and they're just like, all right, here are all the good teams.
Yeah, they did that to the Titans last year.
They did it to the Giants last year. The Giants had the hardest strength of schedule in the last 4 years, and they were projected to get 3 wins.
Yeah, and it was solely because coming off of a really hard fought division that we had last year, where 2 teams in our division went to the NFC Championship. Same thing with the Cardinals. Both the Rams and the Seahawks ended up in the NFC Championship, and now the Cardinals have to suffer because they both play them twice regardless.
And who's the other team in that division? The freaking 49ers.
The 49ers. So 6 of their games are allocated
2 Defensive Player of the Years back.
Need I remind you that all 3 of those teams made the playoffs last year? All 3 of those teams made the playoffs, and it wasn't the Cardinals.
Not only that, all 3 of those teams made the playoffs last year, and all 3 of those teams were in contention for the number 1 seed until the very last week of the season.
And every single one of those teams put belt to ass on the Cardinals every single time they played them.
Yeah.
And what do they get as their reward for getting beat to shit? They get to do it all again this year. But let's talk about our schedule release.
Let's talk about Washington. Their schedule release, I'm just going to run through it real quick, rapid fire. And then we both got a couple questions for each other to talk about, certain aspects of the schedule. Mm-hmm. But week 1, we play at Philadelphia. Week 2, we are playing in Dallas. Week 3, we are playing our home opener against the Seattle Seahawks. Week 4, we travel to London, and we play the Indianapolis Colts.
Pause. I just thought of something. The schedule release that the Commanders had when they were talking about the Cowboys, I loved it. When they were talking about, like, blinded by the lights. And the whole, like, board was just the sunlight from the Jerry windows.
Yeah.
And everybody, they added in some, like, screaming woman sound effects. They're like, ah! It was great. All right, continue. Week 5.
Week 5, we are playing at home against the Giants. Week 6, at the 49ers on Sunday Night Football, I believe it is. Week 7's our bye.
Woo! We finally get an early bye. Yeah!
Week 8 is at home against the Eagles. Then we play Week 9 at home against the Rams. Then we play on the road in New York against the Giants in Week 10. Week 11 is at home against the Bengals.
We're going to that game.
Week 12 is at home or at the Arizona Cardinals. I wish it was at home.
I wish it was at home, man.
Week 13 is going to be at Tennessee. Week 14 is going to be at home against the Houston Texans. Week 15 is at the Atlanta Falcons. At home against the Atlanta Falcons. Week 16 is at Minnesota. Week 17 is at Jacksonville playing Trevor Lawrence. And Week 18 is we finish off at home against the Dallas Cowboys.
A couple notes before our questions.
Yeah.
One, thank God we got a bye before halfway through the season. Yeah. This is a lot closer to the middle of the season than we've gotten in the last few years. 2, they front-loaded all of our divisional games, which has been a consistent problem for us over the last few years because it's come down to our last 6 games of the season means so much when 4 of those 6 games are divisional games.
Yeah.
So now we have an 8-game break between our last 2 divisional games. You have the Giants in Week 10, and then you have the Cowboys in Week 18. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
A very low-stress end of the season. So it'll be nice if our team can play.
Yeah.
Now, we got some questions. I'll start with mine.
Can I also just say real quick before we start the questions? I think this season is going to be a very, like, teetering above, teetering below 500 season.
Yeah, we're gonna finish probably like Mike Tomlin 9-8, like fighting for a wild card spot.
Maybe 10-7, but
Maybe.
I think
we also have a really hard schedule this year.
Yeah, I mean, well, Oliver, we play the freaking NFC West and the AFC South.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, 2 divisions that produced 2 playoff teams last year.
We had 3 of the teams in the top 11 draft picks, and you're going to give us the best division in football.
Yeah.
Anyways,
whatever.
But I mean, you start off. I think we're going to start off 0-3, and then we're going to go 3-3 after that. So
yeah, I could see it right before the bye.
Yeah,
go 3-3 into the bye.
Yeah.
So we have my question, I guess. My first one: hardest 3-game stretch.
I think it's our first 3 games. Honestly,
first 3 games. Yeah, you kind of prefaced this by saying it.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a couple that you can choose from. I think the last 3 are going to be kind of tough at Vikings, at Jags, at home against the Cowboys. But like I said, it's going to be like a very 500 close to season. So I think, it's very like we play the Rams, then we play the Giants. We play the Bengals, then we play the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Like it's very like flop back and forth. I think the first 3 games, considering 2 of them are division and the better 2 divisional opponents in my eyes. And then you play the
away games too.
Yeah. They're both away games, and then you finish it off by playing the reigning Super Bowl champions.
At home.
I think that's probably our worst 3-game stretch.
All right. Make or break playoff game.
Ooh. I mean, obviously, Week 18 is always a make or break game, especially considering it's divisional against a team that will also probably be in the playoff hunt at that time.
Yeah.
Man.
Like, which one of these games is going to decide if we make it to the playoffs or not?
You know what? Call me crazy. I think it is going to be Week 14 against Houston.
I was going to say the same thing.
I think at that point we will have been going on, hopefully, a 4-game winning streak, and we're going to play a defense. And it happens every year. You got a team like the Patriots last year who play a weak schedule, and everybody thinks, okay, fine, they're 4-0 in their last 4, but they've played all bottom 500 teams.
Yeah.
But if we can go on this 4-game win streak and then beat a defense like Houston, I think it shows that we can hang with the best of them.
And I also think that Houston is the best defense on that remaining schedule. When it comes to the Falcons, Vikings, Jags, and Cowboys,
yeah,
I think the Texans have the best defense. So if we can beat that Texans defense, this is going to be a really good showing of the rest of our season. And it will give us a lot of boost because that'll be our 5th game in a row that we win. Yeah. And at this point, we're probably 3-5. So that'll be like, if we don't flop the last 4 games of the season, it could be a really good stretch for us.
I agree.
So, yeah, definitely that Texans game is the one to watch out for. Mm-hmm. And that's on the road, too. So that's after 2 home games.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, reverse. That's after 2 home games, and it's after 2 road games, our first home game back.
Yeah.
After a long stretch.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be a very telling game. Divisional team that we will 2-0 this year.
Giants.
The Giants?
Yeah.
You're not scared that they got beefed up in the draft?
I don't know. I think... Obviously, we went 2-0 against them last year.
Yeah.
And we went 2-0 against them the year before. I think it's kind of that. I know we only had JD for one of those games last year. I think it is kind of the JD effect where you get a quarterback that's obviously better than anyone you've had in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
And he is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Jackson Dart doesn't really play exceedingly well when he plays us. And I do think we're definitely not sweeping the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I do think the Cowboys, whenever we play them in Dallas, always beat us.
They always get a game on us.
Yeah. So I think we go 1-1 against the Cowboys, 1-1 against the Eagles, and I think we sweep the Giants.
Okay. I like it. 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
1, what is the Commanders' biggest blowout this year on this schedule? Where do you think we just blow out a freaking team? Not necessarily the team's best performance, but the team that we will destroy the hardest.
I'm seeing 2 that jump out to me immediately. One is obviously Week 12 against the Cardinals, because I think they're going to be one of, if not the worst teams in football this year, combined with the absolutely brutal schedule they have.
Yeah.
And the fact that we played them 2 years ago and
destroyed
them then.
Yeah.
We've only gotten better since then, obviously. But then I also see the Falcons game. And I personally think that the Falcons are in kind of a rebuild, but they might be unaware of it kind of thing. Where
they're like the reverse Steelers. They just kind of like always float in that like 8 and 9 spot.
Yeah.
And like they either miss the playoffs in the last week and then get a shitty draft pick, or they make the playoffs and then get bounced.
Yeah.
So it's like they can't tank correctly, but their team is in a position to tank.
Yeah. And I think, the most important position in football is your quarterback, and the fact that you now have 2 very injury-prone quarterbacks at that position. Obviously, I don't want anybody to get hurt at any point in the season, sure. But the fact that you have Michael Penix, who might not even be ready for the season, you have Tua, who has had his injury history in the past. Yeah. I obviously want them both to stay healthy all season, but I don't see it happening, and Bijan can only carry them so far.
Yeah.
So I think Falcons.
Falcons will be the biggest blowout. All right. And then I got one more question for you. Personal performance. Which team or which game will JD have his best performance?
Cardinals.
Cardinals?
He had a great game against them 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And
they took him out.
Yeah.
That's how good of a game it was.
Exactly. What was it? Like 42-14 or something like that?
Now, when I say best game,
yeah,
I mean like a JD legacy game.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a blowout.
You mean like stats in combination with like
performance,
how specific the game is?
Yeah. So like last or 2 years ago, I would say that his game against the Bengals was probably his best game of the season.
Yeah.
So like what kind of game like that where like he's gonna have to fight for every point, and he's gonna have to will his team to victory? What is JD's best performance game on the schedule? I have my answer too.
I kind of like Week 8 against the Eagles.
Okay.
I think that he comes fresh off that bye, and obviously when we played the Eagles 2 years ago and he was healthy, he had that like last-minute walk-off touchdown pass to Jamison Crowder in the last, I think it was 16 seconds left in the game or something like that. And I think the Eagles are not as good of a football team this year. I think they're still very good. I think they still definitely have potential to win the division, but I do think they are a little bit more susceptible on defense. And I think he has a really good game.
All right. I'm going to go in a little bit of a different direction just because I think this is going to be really telling of how the rest of our season goes.
Okay.
And JD performance-wise, absolutely. Week 9 versus the Rams.
Ooh.
At home.
Okay.
I think this is going to be Jaden Daniels' best game of the season. And you're going to go into that game against a team that was fighting to be the Super Bowl champs last year before Seattle inevitably won that NFC conference game. This team was one cornerback away from winning a Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
And they splurged on that in the offseason and got a ton of secondary help. So this is probably the best well-rounded team in the league.
Yeah.
And I think Jaden Daniels is going to be put up to the task to play against this team at home. I think he's going to be feeling the crowd. It's going to be highlighted on his calendar 100%.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be Jaden Daniels' best game of the year. I'm thinking like 300 passing yards, 80 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns.
I like it.
Against the Rams. Despite if we win or lose, this might be Jaden Daniels' most efficient game.
I like it.
And hell yeah, I'll say we'll win. Fuck it, whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one
Okay.
question. Then we'll move on to our triv.
All right, let's do it.
What do you think? Obviously, last year we had to sit through that god awful year. However, it did give us Sonny Styles.
It did.
So, in combination with last year's thinking and JD's rookie year, what do you think is the biggest revenge game on our schedule? Like every player in the building, DQ, Durante, they're all circling it on the calendar and they're thinking, all right, this has got to be it. This is the one that we demolish whoever we're playing. I've got one.
It's going to be go time for them, and they know this because they've been staring at the schedule since it came out.
Yeah.
Their biggest game.
Not biggest game.
No,
biggest
revenge game. I'm going to say probably at home against the Eagles.
Okay.
I'll say like at home against the Eagles, like because they know that's the last time they play the Eagles this season.
Yeah.
So they're going to circle that game on their calendar, and they're not going to be embarrassed at home again.
Yeah.
So I think they have that highlighted, taped up, you know.
Hey, man, we're 2-2 against the Eagles in the last 2 years.
That is pretty good. But,
well, 2-3. I didn't think of the playoff.
Yeah. Technically, the playoff doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah. So I think week 8 against the Eagles. What do you think? Highlighted.
I'm going a little bit of a different direction with this one. I think the biggest revenge game for the Commanders this season is actually going to be week 16 against the Vikings.
After
that,
after 9 destroyed us,
after J.J. McCarthy threw 3 touchdowns in one half against you've got the Durante Jones. This is my former team. I've got to show out against them. DQ hates getting embarrassed in that way, like anybody else does.
Yeah.
And then to just cherry on top, the fact that Minnesota's a team that cheap-shotted Zach Ertz into retirement.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels also got cheap-shotted on his running back. Because I've seen that clip so many times now.
Yeah.
Of him running like he's going to try to tackle who he threw the pick to.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin is streaking back to get that guy, and whoever it is, the DB that's supposed to be running after Terry, just switches all of his attention toward JG and just tosses him to the ground. I'm running that clip over and over again if I'm Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
So,
all right, week 16 in Minnesota versus Kyler Murray and the Minnesota Vikings.
No, I hope it's JJ.
It won't be JJ by that.
I want Odafe Oweh to sack him 12 times.
All right, and now we're going to wrap up the vid on a little bit of Ben trivia. I got a little bit of Ben NFL trivia here for you.
I did not do well in this general knowledge trivia last time.
That's why I'm making it sports related. All right, you're going to give me the top 5 wide receivers all time in receiving yards to have never won a Super Bowl.
Oh, God. I don't know if I will get this. This is tough.
You got this. Just lock it. You got at least 3,
Randy?
maybe 4. Randy's number 3. 15,292 yards and no rings.
Ocho Cinco?
He's not on the list. He's probably like 6 or 7, but wasn't in the top 5.
Die. Terrell Owens?
Number 2, 15,934.
Megatron?
Not on the
No,
list.
he had a short career.
I think he was number 9. I think he had like 12,000 yards or something like that.
Yeah,
so
he had
and never won a ring. So
8 years, like 12,000 yards.
that's crazy.
Anyways, man, of course these trivias every time I know ball and then
He knows
these
ball,
trivia
but
happens.
when it's the camera's on,
The camera's on, I lose all of it.
the lights were too bright.
Um,
So you have number 2 and number 3 right now. Still need number 1. He's like a pretty big like consensus, like one of the best wide receivers, but
Randy Moss.
he was just on a terrible team.
No,
And he played for them forever.
is Julio on here?
He's not.
A
It's because Julio
Brown?
won a ring with the Eagles, didn't he?
maybe.
I think
He
so.
might have. Yeah, Antonio Brown.
No. I think AB was at that 10,000 yard mark. I don't think he.
I think he was around 12. Yeah. Are all these guys like 13 plus?
Like seasons?
No, like 13,000 yards or more.
Oh, yes. All of them are 13,000
Gotcha.
plus.
Well, I mean, Jerry won like 3 rings.
Yeah.
So
There's a all-time NFC West player that was like debatably one of the best.
oh, Larry.
Yeah. I mean, 17,000.
Is Larry one?
Yeah, Larry's
Yeah.
number 1, yeah. You have 4 and 5 left. One was a career AFC West player, and the other one was he spent a lot of time in the NFC South and then moved on to the AFC East.
NFC South to AFC East.
Yes. Played a long time. Had played with 2 players that had 2 of the best seasons at their position
Not
in
Steve
fantasy.
Smith.
It was Steve Smith. He was number 5,
AFC
14,731.
North, by the way.
AFC North. Oh, didn't he play for the Patriots?
Ravens.
I thought he played for the Patriots at some point. Smith
Steve
Senior?
Smith?
Yeah.
No.
No.
He went Carolina to
Baltimore.
Baltimore back to Carolina.
Okay. And then number 4, all-time AFC West wide receiver.
I got this.
Only
I got-
played for one. No, he played for 2 teams, but the other team isn't recognizable at all for him.
Okay.
14,934
These are
yards.
only wide receivers, right?
These are only wide receivers. I took Tony G off the list because he was also a receiver that hadn't won a ring, but he was 3rd in yards.
Emmanuel Sanders?
No. This is a little bit of an older guy.
Not DT.
No, this is like older than that. This guy was like
Chris Collinsworth.
This guy was like, I think he was playing in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, fuck me.
But like he's like an all-time great at his
Chiefs,
position.
Broncos, Raiders, Chargers.
I can tell you right now, it's not the first 2 teams.
So it's Broncos or Chargers?
Well, no, it's not the first 2 teams.
It's Raiders or Chargers?
Raiders or Chargers. All-time receiver on one of those 2 teams.
Oh, God.
Got the most receiving yards, I think, of that team's history.
I'm drawing a blank. It's not... No. I was thinking Steve Largent, but
No,
he was Seahawks.
not Stevie.
Stevie boy.
It's not the Chargers.
It's the Raiders?
It's the Raiders. There's only one good Raiders receiver ever, other than Devontae Adams, debatably.
Sorry-ass receiver like Crabtree. Shit. Dude, I'm drawing a blank right now.
It is none other than 14,934-yard receiver Tim Brown. He played from 89 to 97, I think, on the Raiders.
My old head knowledge is like severely lacking.
Never won a ring.
Probably why I don't know.
I think that guy also played. Oh, no, he didn't. Never mind.
I only measure him in championships.
I only measure him in centimeters. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in this week. this is a little bit of a longer episode, but, we had a good time here, and I hope you guys had a good time watching us as well, or listening to us, however you consume your media. So, we apologize for being off for a week. We didn't really mention that, but... Yeah. We were off a week. Sorry, we had a lot of stuff going on. Right. Plus, we were also celebrating Ben's birthday. Ben also turned, 97 this past week.
I did, 97. I think I look pretty good for 97.
Yeah, kind of look like ass. Anyways, yeah, Ben's the ripe old age of 26 now.
I am, yes.
Big
shout out to my girlfriend.
Big unk.
Fantastic job at setting up our...
Yes, surprise birthday party.
Surprise birthday dinner.
Surprise birthday dinner and brewery. So, well, yeah, we will see you guys next week when we talk about whatever the heck is going on.
Sports.
I think we're also going to talk about the World Cup next week.
Oh,
so
finally. Keenan might not be here.
This might be a Ben solo episode, but I'm excited to talk about the World Cup.
Yeah.
So tune in next week for when we talk about all of those things and more. We will see you guys then.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye. Bye.